Do you know that one of the possible inspirations for Final Draft's beat board was Scrivener and the way that it did research? So today we're going to take a look at Scrivener, one of those OG screenwriting softwares in the space today, and just to give you an idea of what it's like, what's sort of the pros and cons of how it looks. We're going to kick the tires for you for a couple minutes and just show you if this is something maybe you want to pick up, especially if you're new to screenwriting. Maybe this is something you want to pick up as your first paid screenwriting software versus one of those free ones out there right now. And if you don't want to make the jump to either fade in or Final Draft. So let's take a look and dive in. So right now we're on their homepage here. Now the funny part is when you come in here, you can't type Scrivener. It's at Literature and Latte. And they have two products, and one of them is Scrivener. So as we look through here, again, Scrivener is for writing and writing. The nice thing about Scrivener is that it's also good for creating books. So if you're going to be using this program for something else other than screenwriting, if you're also an author, this might be a great program for you to use as well. Now, as we go through each of these different things, Scrivener works your way. This is one of the things I really like about it. There's a lot of different ways that you can look at your stuff. It's got a lot of nice pre-work features. And again, like I said before, I think the beat board was really inspired by what Scrivener was putting out, because Final Draft didn't have anything like a beat board until people started really flocking to Scrivener. And this is one of the reasons. Research within reach. Need to refer to research. Scrivener, your background material is always at hand, and you can open it up right next to your work. And so this is the neat thing, and this is, like I said, I think the inspiration for Final Draft's beat board. From blank page to book your way. Again, a lot of this is about customization here. And as we just go through and look at all the different things, one of the great features is the corkboard. Again, where I think they really took inspiration from the beat board was the corkboard. It's one of the writer's most familiar planning tools, but before Scrivener. If you moved index cards on the board, you'd also have to reshuffle the sections those cards represented in your manuscript to reflect your changes. In Scrivener, every section of your project is attached to a virtual index card. Scrivener corkboards lets you step back and work with just the synopsis you've written on the cards, and when you move them, you're rearranging your manuscript at the same time. So it really makes it really easy once you want to put a scene in a different spot to move it. It has a nice outliner feature, just like Final Draft. Has a great outline feature, and so same with SoCreate. Again, you can use screenwriting for this. Another thing that I thought was wonderful about this is before Mac was able to sort of put two documents together. If you write on a Macintosh, sometimes it was really hard to sort of click those documents together. You can do that in the Scrivener interface. You can have your research up. You can have your script or screenplay on the other side, so you can be going between the two. So we look at price, it's about $59.99. Now this is a little bit more than what I paid for it. I think I got it still when it was under $40, but this is still a great first price. And again, if you're using it for writing novels as well as for your screenplays, you can't miss. And so let's take a walk through just sort of what the screens look like and how to do stuff inside Scrivener. So just join me here in just a second. I'm going to fire it up right now. So I pulled up the file right now. This is the menu that you get once you load in. You can do a blank fiction, nonfiction script writing, which is what we're going to do. And then once we hit script writing, you have a couple different options. You have the BBC radio scene style. You have the BBC tape drama, comic script, stage play UK, just a regular screenplay, a documentary script, and then also a stage play for the United States. Simply click on screenplay and we hit create. Okay, so we just pulled in the particular file, and this is what shows up for us. It talks about screenplay format. So the biggest knock probably on Scrivener is a lot of it looks like programming language at times, like when you have to go in and, like I said, compiling your script. So this is sort of the knock against Scrivener is it's not always easy to get exactly what you need, especially if they're like doing dual dialogue. There's a whole special way to do that. I won't show you with this particular video, but I know there's a particular way you have to go through and do dialogue. And like I said, I'll probably make a short video about that just to show you how to do it. But it's not intuitive. It's not easy. So you can create new documents inside the screenplay folder and use Scrivener's script mode to write your script. It's up to you whether you use a separate document for each scene or not. Note the screenplay folder is what we refer to as a documentation as the draft folder. it has just been renamed to this project. So, so this is what we've called test 1. And you can see here there's a scene that we can write in. And this is the title page. So if we click on the title page, we can go here and change these fairly quickly. So we just go in here and put whatever we want for our title. And then we can change our name and stuff like that. So it's just as easy as that. So as we go back to scene, okay, we clicked on scene. And so what we can do here is just begin to put our slug line. We can do exterior. I'm going to say we're at a farmhouse. And then I simply hit tab, and that'll get us to the next line where we can do an action line. Let's say Jim is walking down the road. And then if I hit enter to get to the next line, if I hit tab again, that'll get me to be able to put the character's name in. And then you also notice as I was typing that in that I was trying to find the name, and so it's auto-correcting for the name. Right here I can just type in the dialogue. If I hit tab again, I get my parenthetical. So like I said, it's very easy in terms of how to just begin your screenplay. It's like I said, it's not too complicated just to sit and write. Now the thing is, you can add a scene. You can write all of your screenplay under this, or you can, for each scene, you can have a separate document for each of the different scenes if you like. You can have characters as well too. All right, so then what I can do here if I want to add a character sketch on is I can go down here, hit the plus sign, and then this will pop up for me. So that I get a character sketch thing here. I can change this to a particular name, whatever I want to do in the story. If I want to talk about Jim, I can go here and say he lived in Iowa and was a big dairy farmer. So I can put in whatever notes I want to do about this. And so you can see here underneath here as well too, you see that there's one for just Jim. And then I can actually just go through and talk about all these different things if I want to. If I want to talk about his occupation, his mannerisms, his background. But let's say there's another character named Sarah. We can simply add another one. We can type in Sarah. As you can see here, you have a new folder here, which you can talk about. Sarah is Jim's wife. And again, if you want to click on her, you can go through here. And again, I'm just clicking on the menu on the side, and you can go through and fill out these different things in the character sketch if you want as well too. Let's take a look at places real quick. Again, we just have to hit the plus at the bottom. And again, it can talk about the setting sketch. You know, we're going to be at the farmhouse. We can simply click on the farmhouse, and then again, it talks about anything that we want to make distinctive for the farmhouse. So you see there's a lot of different notes you can have. You can see why Scrivener is very helpful when it comes to pre-work. You can sort of really plan your story out really well. You also have files for your notes. So if you have notes that you would like to add, you can come down here and add a note, type in your notes for whatever you want, and then you can always go back and look at it. Let's take a look and see under characters, can I move? So yep, you can move the characters. I simply just selected Sarah and I just moved it to the left of Jim, and I saw there was a little arrow, and then now, boom, they've switched order as well too. So you can look for research as well. There's, you can see what a sample script would look like. So you can sort of see what the format looks like and that type of stuff. And here are some template sheet. You have your character sketch and your setting sketch as well too. And trash is where you can throw anything away that you're really not wanting to use anymore. So we can simply go back to Screenplay, and instead you can see right off the hand, it gives you sort of a little card about what's happening in that particular scene. And we can take this scene and we can change the name of the scene. If I want to change the scene to beginning of movie, you just simply hit return. And so knowing that, we can create new scenes if we want to create new scenes. We can move these around. Like I said, when we look at here, it tells us the beginning of the movie. If we had other cards as well too, we can move them around just as easy as it was to move the characters around as well too. So you can see that Scrivener is very powerful, and it has a lot of pre-work with it. It is a little overtly complicated. So for beginners, it's sort of a mixed bag. It's not as user-friendly as something like fade in or final draft is. But if you're also looking to create something other, if you're looking for something other than movies like novels or maybe stage plays, might be something that's a little bit more helpful. There are a lot of helpful videos out there about how to use Scrivener, but it is, again, a little complicated. Well, let me know in the comment section below what you think about Scrivener. Is it something that you'd like to try? Is there anything in particular you'd like me to go over in terms of a video, or if you need to learn about more things? Well, until the next video, live well and write well.